merSETA, this is an industry or a sector body?
It's actually merSETA. It stands for, I think it is a mouthful, merSETA, yeah. Manufacturing, Engineering, and Related Services, SETA. So what we do is we facilitate training in this sector, in the manufacturing and engineering sector. There are actually 21 SETAs, and every industry is touched by a SETA. For example, the food and bev industry has a SETA that looks after them. Your guys in the studio, you've got a SETA that looks after you. So what happens is when in your salary, Bridget, I'm sure if you've got a salary slip, you'll see that there's a skills levy that they deduct from you. So what they do is they take that levy and then they give it to us in order for us to facilitate training in the sector. So that's what we do. We facilitate that training in the manufacturing and engineering sector.
Got you. So it's then of importance for you guys to play your part in as far as this whole conversation around affordability for students.
Yes, very much so, because especially in our sector, I mean, we're looking at occupations like engineering. So these are, if you go to universities, these are usually the most expensive qualifications. So what we've done is, and I like how you introduced is as that you are either too you are too, how you say, too rich.
You're too rich So you're too rich to be regarded as a candidate for NSFAS, but too poor to actually afford your scholastic needs.
Exactly. So, and if you look at these fees, we've worked it out, it costs about 180,000 rands just for 1 year. So if you're looking at some, because NSFAS funds up to 350,000 rands, a household income, combined household income. So for that family that has a household income of 350,001 cent, it kicks them out. And if you really think about it, there's really no difference between someone who earns 350 and 351,000. They're probably on the same tax bracket, so they take home the same amount. So that's where, as merSETA, we saw the gap. It was a call from I know that the Minister of Education, Higher Education and Training, Dr. Blaine Zimande, it's really something that was bothering him. And a few weeks ago, the director, the DG of Education, Higher Education, made a call to all the SETAs and say, please assist NSFAS with this. And that's where we came in. So we gave them 141 million rands to fund this missing middle. So it's very exciting. We've signed the MOA about 3 weeks ago. And for the MOA said it will be 300 students, but you know, I mean, it will be different. Some will go to universities, which are more expensive. Some will go to TVET colleges, which will be much cheaper. So we do know that it will actually benefit more than 300 students in our sector.
I mean, this is music to our ears. And just for anybody that's listening, because I know there's always somebody there who sort of misses the meaning of word. When I say you're too rich to afford school, I don't mean you are literally rich. I mean, in as far as NSFAS is concerned, you are considered to be in a better position. That 351 rand. About Disa, in terms of selecting process of where your money goes, or have you just handed it over to NSFAS?
So we've handed it over to them, but it's based on deliverables. So they are in the business of giving out funding, and we are not in the business of giving out bursaries. So what we've done is we've signed an MOA with them, and we said we've made this available to you. So use it. And when we met with the CEO, he did say that, in fact, they had already rejected a couple of students who didn't qualify. So the first thing that they will do is look at the pool they had rejected and place those. And I'm sure if they've finished the pool, there will be a call out for new applicants to come in. Okay. So we know that the contract is for 3 years with them. And we're hoping that it will be used up so that we can add more. But if they do come next year and they say there's a huge demand for this, please top up. I'm sure we are open to it, because we really...
You're listening to Bridget Masinga on SAFM.
We're in conversation with Disa Mpande, who is the merSETA acting CEO, and they have partnered up with the NSFAS to help fund students in the missing middle bracket. And you know what I want to find out from you, Disa,
Yes.
just as we went into break, you were about to tell us in terms of the commitment that merSETA has made into this. So this is not a short-term solution. You guys are in here for the long haul.
We're definitely here for the long haul. For now, we've signed a partnership with them for 3 years. And I will definitely to be part of our budgeting to make sure that we put some money aside. We are the biggest SETA, and the skills in our sector are the most scarce. And we want to make sure that we are solution providers rather than being part of we've got a skills problem that we should be solving by just putting these kind of funds available. So we are in it for the long haul. The board is behind it, and we're very excited to be part of this.
And then if I may ask, are you asking the members within your SETA for sort of additional or special levies that are going towards this, or are you all utilizing already available resource?
We are already, we are using available resources, but there are members in our sector who do not participate.
Okay.
So this is also a call for those who don't participate. Please do participate, because the levies that we use are used for the good of the country. Because we're not doing it for us. We want a better. We want a better South Africa at the end of the day. So we do have funds available. And for those that are not participating, it's a call for them. Please do participate, and so that we can make more available.
Yeah, because as you said, there are kids in the first cohort already, and that's already in excess of 140 million. And I'm banking on the fact that, of course, you will be needing more money as sort of the next phase and the next cohort, and things grow and numbers grow around this particular program.
Yes, correct. And we are on a big drive that now as a SETA. I'm not sure if we have come to your show, I think 2 months ago, to tell the nation who we are. We're on a big drive now to put ourselves out there. We're big on facilitating skills. We've just signed other contracts with the Free State government, with the Northern Cape government. In fact, I saw now that you were advertising for KZN. We met with the Premier of KZN on Friday, because we really want to focus on solving this problem for the country.
And indeed, a big problem it is for everybody. Part of the conversation that we've sort of been hearing, through all the relevant news outlets, especially in the first quarter of the year, when this conversation around fees is always so pertinent and always so poignant, is this whole decentralization. I've picked up that in as far as NSFAS is concerned, there is a call by a lot of institutions to say, decentralize the system. Let us be in control of it, because we know our students, we know the needs, we know when things need to happen. Is there perhaps when one is now part of the table and part of the conversation, as you guys are, in terms of finding solutions, is there room to say to an NSFAS, maybe let's look at how we also roll out the program in institutions, give them more control of their budgets, because that seems to be the big disjoint and the big cause of issues between students and NSFAS in as far as getting their fees to them on time.
And it was not necessarily part of the conversation, but the CEO did talk about it when he was here. In terms of the challenges that they're having, there is more calls for it to be decentralized. And we don't have that first-hand experience ourselves as a SETA with the frustrations. But I know on a personal level, I've got families that are dependent on NSFAS, and the frustrations that come with not paying on time. So I'm sure they are talking about it. And if as a SETA we can be part of those conversations, we'll be happy to. We also, I mean, what we do is we fund. What we do is if the service provider, training service provider, ask for funding for training, we give them that money. And we do have complaints from the learners saying that their stipends are not paid on time. So I understand it would be the same in the NSFAS end as well, where students are saying, I've been kicked out of res, I've been closed out because I have not been paid, that my accommodation has not been paid. So I'm sure those are conversations that NSFAS is looking at.
Yeah.
And, you know, this huge problem, Bridget, part of the thing that we've been doing now is NSFAS, according to their threshold, they kick out everybody who's up below 350, right? Now we have these students probably who went to university on loans, or they just got registration fee and they went in, and most of them now are sitting at home without they can't get their certificates because they got these huge debts outstanding from these institutions. And what we've done as merSETA, part of the drive that we are on now, we are on the drive of clearing a student debt. And yesterday we were at in the Free State, where we have partnered with the University of the Free State, Central University of Technology, and Motheo College to clear debt to the amount of 71 million rands. And you can see, because in the event there were parents, there were students, you can see the difference that the parents are really relieved. So student debt is a real issue for our country. And that's why as a SETA, we are moving towards that direction. We were open to the call, let's fund the missing middle. And now we are trying to clear student debt that is related to skills in our sector, because if they can't get those certificates, Bridget, then they can't enter the job market.
Absolutely.
And then the skills problem exacerbates. It does not get any less.
Yeah.
So that's why we've taken this approach.
Disa, thank you so much for cluing us in today. And please, let's keep in contact and keep in track. Unfortunately.